welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Vintage, and this is the final testing league I'm going to get in before the NYSE Open, which by the time you're watching this video has happened several weeks ago. I've been into Lurrus PO ever since Stock Up came out and these lists started coming together. I love the Unlucky Monkey way of building the deck where you can kind of pivot into Jeskai control. Combo control is just kind of the archetype I would play at all times if it was always viable. I have played several off-camera leagues, which is not something I normally have time to do, but this tournament is it's a big deal. A $500 entry fee, winning a Black Lotus, like that's something I'd like to put the real time into. And I've come up with a pretty solid sideboard theory that I'm happy with, and I'm at the spot where I'm actually tweaking individual slots in the deck. I think this is a display bug because I was just going to talk about how I'm on 2 Mishra's Baubles. Let me check Moxfield real quick and make sure I didn't accidentally go down to 1. No, okay. There are 2 Mishra's Baubles in this deck. It's stocked to play 3, but the most important cards in the PO mirror are Flusterstorm and Pyroblast. I am off black. The Unlucky Monkey build plays 1 Demonic Tutor in the main and 1 Nile Spellbomb in the sideboard. The Underground Sea comes in place of Basic Island, which... there are decks in the format that play Ghost Quarter. There are lots of Wastelands in the format. Sometimes you take the initiative, and it's nice to do something with the first room. I have missed Basic Island in my playing with the other build. Basic Island is worse at casting Lurrus, so there is actually a 3rd black card, kind of. You still have plenty of white mana plus all your Moxen, but Island does not cast Lurrus. That's a little loss. Mishra's Bauble is an interesting card to play in high numbers like 3 because it does turn on Mox Opal. It does turn on Lurrus. If you can turn Lurrus into draw a card every turn, like Lurrus really does have to do something or else it's just a kind of 6-mana 3/2 lifelink. It gives you that permanent in your graveyard to loop. It's also a 0 that you can just pick up and put down when you're outcoming and working your way through the deck. But I found that the PO mirror is about the dam breaking, and by that I mean how far can they pull ahead with Thundertrap Trainers, Stock Ups, Paradoxical Outcomes, even Flame of Anor and Snapcaster Mage. These 2-for-1s or just X-for-1s that bury the game. I also recently learned that Justin Gennari over on the I Am Actually Level 1 channel is in a similar space. He has also cut the black and streamlined the list in other ways. Our lists are a few cards different, but we had most of the same ideas. I watched a video of one of his challenge top 8s that he streamed, where he was talking about the mirror being about how many Moxen you have, just who grows broken first tends to get ahead. And I think that is a diagnosis of a symptom, not the problem. The problem is that the early Moxen cast your Stock Ups, Thunder Traps, and Paradoxical Outcomes. You wouldn't keep a hand with 7 Moxes in it. Like, that's not what's actually going on. 6 Moxes and a PO, hell yeah. But I would keep 2 lands and then 5, some combination of Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, Force of Will. I would keep that in the mirror because I could stop the dam from breaking long enough to figure something out. So Flusterstorm plus the main deck Pyroblast. A lot of people are playing Flusterstorm. I haven't seen anyone main decking Pyroblast yet. Maybe I'm just a sicko, but I am expecting a lot of this deck at NYSE. This flex slot is the last one I have my eyes on, this Swords to Plowshares. This could be Chain of Vapor. Justin is doing that in his build. This could be Portable Hole as just kind of a different answer to different permanents. I do like Swords to Plowshares a lot. It's good versus Initiative and Hollowvine, both of which are decks that can be tough, but they have specific axes they play on, and picking them off is pretty nice. But it also doesn't help you just nut off with PO, so pros and cons, of course. That's my hyper-detailed, over-explained deck tech for exactly this particular build. I might still change the Swords to Plowshares before this coming Saturday. I'm recording this on the Tuesday before NYSE, and I'm flying out to New York on Thursday, so I have like 36 hours before my list has to be done, sleeved up in my deck box. And that's where we are. This is it, the final run. Now actually Jeskai Lurrus PO. I'm on the draw in round 1 against a non-Lurrus who has mulled to 6. If this is bizarre, Vexing Bauble does quite a bit against their deck, but my hand is really slow and steady. Besides, like, even 1 Mox get these trainers training would be nice. I am going to keep, though. Between Vexing Bauble and Pyroblast, I have some nice interaction I can represent. And I'm not going to mull like they're bizarre, and they're just like Oath. I don't know. They stopped on 6 cards. I know Death from Above by reputation. Brewer does some cool stuff in various formats. I don't know what this player does in Vintage, though. Hey, okay. Now we're cooking. Alright, well, I guess I'll play around Daze because I don't know what Undercity Sewer necessarily represents. Okay, so if I play Vexing Bauble first, my Thundertrap Trainer will resolve. If I play Trainer first, I could hit a Mox, get it in under the Vexing Bauble. I think I'm okay with that. I would rather have another mana here than not. And would they Force of Will Thundertrap Trainer from a 5-card hand? Is that what we're about here? Bauble, PO, Plow. This is my 1 of Plow. I think I want the Bauble. Play that before my other Bauble turns it off. Bauble themed deck here. Now this is one that certain decks do have to interact with. And let's look at the card they just surveilled at the top. Ponder. Alright, so Undercity Sewer, Ponder, no Lurrus. This smells like Doomsday. Alright, here I am with Force of Will locked under my own Bauble, but that's only a problem for this turn. And if they kept Ponder, that might mean that they're on a slower sculpting line, and most Doomsday piles that would pop off immediately require Black Lotus to do it. Alright, there's the Ponder and a fetch land proactively. So here I could play Thundertrap Trainer, lead up Pyroblast, or I could also leave up mana to crack Vexing Bauble and Force of Will something. Oh, okay. Are we Doomsdaying? Hell yeah. Alright, well, we're Doomsdaying into the Bauble. 4th Airlingus does 4 damage here. I can attack for 5, which is not enough to win. I might have to beat a Doomsday pile, which is not really where I wanted to be in life. This is good testing, though. Doomsday is one of the better positioned decks in the metagame, as the most winning deck right now is Lurrus Control, the classic Dimir or Esper Lurrus decks. But those decks are not great against Lurrus PO, which is a very popular deck. If Lurrus PO pushes out Esper Control, then Doomsday's good, because Doomsday's only bad matchup is Esper Control, or Lurrus Control. Right, let's gander at this deck. We've got the Ponders. How many forces do we got in exile? 1, 2, 3. I count 3. I wish this was organized alphabetically. Like when you search your own deck with a fetch land or whatever, this is displayed alphabetically and by card type, I think. You get no such thing when it does this. Okay, Gush is out. Misstep's out. I mean, obviously that card's not very good here. Consult is out. Okay, I think I'm just going to try to work my way through this, beat this Doomsday pile with a Pyroblast. I want my Crypt Flip. Stock up. I think it's just attack and pass here. Vexing Bauble keeping Black Lotus out is important to me. Pyroblast is live. I can pay for a medium-sized Flusterstorm with my 3 other mana. I could crack Bauble and force something in an emergency. Ancestral Recall, targeting yourself. Okay. These decks do play more than one Thassa's Oracle. And here I am with my main deck Pyroblast doing work. Do I want to bust my Vexing Bauble and force this? Would they pitch their other Oracle? I doubt it. I counter target spell if it's blue. If I draw a land, I can put them to 1. There has been some recent innovation in the Doomsday Shell where decks are not playing more than one Thassa's Oracle, but my opponent hasn't conceded yet, so I don't think they're on one of those. Urchin Scroll. Oh, okay. They're dead. Sick. Scroll for Ancestral, target you. That is an out. Sick. Okay. Cool. Knowing whether to fight over the Doomsday or beat the pile is an important skill in Eternal formats where Doomsday's legal. Obviously, I didn't have a choice there because of my Vexing Bauble, but Vexing Bauble also protected a lot of the stuff I was doing. My Force Negation, Consigned to Memory are good. Pyroblast does not actually stop Dark Ritual Doomsday, but Doomsday is a mono blue deck splashing black, black, black for its namesake card. I don't need basic island in this matchup. I'm going to cut Swords to Plowshares. Sometimes they have a creature in their deck, like Shuldred or something on the pivot. But this deck gets Flame of Anor, which means it can deal with cards like Shuldred, even without dedicating a spot to it specifically. Flame of Anor also target player draws 2 card. Anything that targets a player and forces them to draw cards is a big deal, as we just saw in that game. I like all my blue cards. I'm never that shy about shaving a Mox Opal, and I am not the beatdown here. Like, they are a better combo deck than me, or a faster combo deck than me. I think I want to shave an Outcome, or I could shave a Stock Up instead of an Outcome. That lets me do stuff in their end step. All right, I'm going to do it that way. This is my plan. Okay, Flusterstorm. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, where I really like that this deck can settle in. Like, I don't have to chase nut hands and try to race Doomsday. I have Force blue card Flusterstorm Pyroblast in my hand right now. That's a whole plan by itself. Oh, baby. Show me your secrets. Doomsday, Fluster, Thassa's Oracle, Consult. All right, I mean, they've got a plan over there. Their plan... Interesting. I could just cast Thundertrap Trainer here, and... Alright, yeah, I'm going to cast Thundertrap. The coast is currently clear. They would have to draw Black Lotus to kill me. Like, exactly Black Lotus, I think. And if I hit a blue or red Mox here, that's not even true. PO, Helpful Down the Road, Sink into Stupor. Yeah, PO. I don't need a land, and they're both blue. Here's the Sewer. Like, Dark Ritual can cast Doomsday, but they don't have a draw. Yeah, just hitting a land drop here is a mana short. I know everything in their hand right now. It takes 3 mana to Oracle Consult. And once I untap with this wall of cheap permission, oh baby. And we're drawing vintage cards. Pew pew. I'm not going to go all in on Lurrus here because they could force pitching the Oracle, then fluster my force back, and then I'm just in the garbage. But me not buying Lurrus here does tell them that I have other ways to spend mana. Well, here we go. They have 3 mana. Their hand does, like, basically... Oh, the hand does 2 things, right? They have the card Doomsday, and then they also have Oracle Consult. Okay, I can obviously just fluster this. That's the easy mode. I could PO for 2. That doesn't sound good. Alright, I will just fluster this. They can't force back on that. I mean, they can, but it's not good. And now with them tapped out of their fluster, I could get Lurrus into play here. I would love to use Meticulous Archive to select, but it's not available to me. Okay, cast Lorien Revealed, or get into play Lurrus. I know their hand. If they force, they either lose Fluster or Oracle. If they don't interact here, I think they kind of have to interact here. All right. I am going to play Lurrus and replay Lotus here. Lurrus, because I can Force of Will to put Lurrus into play, and my Lotus can cast 2 Pyroblasts if it needs to. Force pitching Fluster, shields are down. Force pitching PO. Black Lotus in play, attack for 1, which is going to be 4 next turn. If they just send it, I win the fight over Thassa's Oracle. Alright, I was about to say drawing another Doomsday could be interesting. Alright, here we go. Well, that was probably one of their best draws. But I do have Lotus Lurrus going, so Lorien Revealed is live here. I know their hand, which means they can't just jump off the pile now. They're going to go to 7, I attack for 4, they have to win next turn through double Pyroblast. It doesn't seem super likely. I can counter an Ancestral, a Gush, the Oracle itself, anything like that. Gitaxian Probe just giving me everything I need to play the game. What a stupid card that was. My first Eternal Weekend top 8 was when we could play 4 of these in Legacy. I had 4 of these and 4 Deathrite Shamans in that deck. Right, here's the Exile pile. Oh, Ancestral Recall's out. Right, I'm not going to try to make sense of this. I know what I have to do. I have to survive 1 turn and attack them twice. Flame of Anor. Okay, I mean, that's another angle we can play on. I think I'd like to cast this Lorien Revealed. Time Walk, that'll do. GG. Yeah, Power 9 cards are pretty good. I don't know if you've heard. Tolarian Academy. Don't want it. Okay, attack for 4, and then Time Walk with Pyroblast backup available. They did the thing, they sent it multiple times with a third send still in their hand, but it was just a little behind. GG's, opponent. On to the next round. Feels good to beat Doomsday. That is a matchup I have some concern about. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I am on the draw in round 2. Old Ancestral Recall, bunch of mocks in hand. No Lurrus from my opponent. I am going to keep. If they play a Sphere, that's a little annoying. If they play a Bazaar, I got to start going fast real quick. Well, it's not a Bazaar. If it's Initiative, I could be under something by then. Vexing Bauble. Well, that card's quite good against my hand, and now my hand is real bad. Alright, so it's Initiative, and they're on the nuts. I would be okay with this hand on the play. If I had 3 mana down and Ancestraled, this would not be a huge deal, but obviously I'm not in a good spot now. 1 card left in their hand, though. Well, 2 with the Plains. The Lingus, interesting. That is not going to help me take back the initiative fast enough. Not with my Moxen turned off. If they didn't have Vexing Bauble and I could make a horse take the initiative and the Monarch at the same time, that's a game. They're going into the Lost Well, which means they don't have a good follow-up right now. Bottom. Hand could be a bunch of air. I kind of need it to be. I need their hand to be air, and it still might not be good enough. Void Mirror, shit. Yeah. Initiative has adopted this in some of their flex slots. The slots that used to be Null Rod. Okay, their hand is just completely the nuts. I'll Ancestral in response to this and probably concede. Never mind. I drew the basic land and a wizard. Alright, Thundertrap Trainer. You are a wizard. I'm basically just going to have to discard anything I draw here anyway. No, Mana Vault I can play. Alright, I'll take Mana Vault. And I do have to discard some cards. Flusterstorm and tap land. Although my lands come into play tapped anyway, I might actually want Meticulous Archive. Flusterstorm and might be Emerald, but if I get off this Flame of Anor, I'm going to need as many Moxen as I can get. Alright, Scalding Tarn's gone. They went down the slow side, which means they are now top decking and not doing extra damage to me. Oh, they're goading my wizard. That's so smart. Alright, they're moving over to the archive. And the goad matters a lot. I'm going to lose this anyway. Is there any way for me to play Flame of Anor? Yeah, the combination of Vexing Bauble and Archon of Mirror, I would beat one or the other actually quite easily here. And I'm going to lose my Thundertrap Trainer anyway. That's why I'm doing this math. Alright, I guess I'll block the White Plume. It's goaded. It will have to attack and they get to untap one of these creatures. Oh, speaking of goaded, they drew another spell. Alright, we're good. I don't want to keep doing that. Okay, on the draw versus that. Tough crowd. That's fine. We've got Portable Holes and Swords of Plowshares for this opponent. Seal of Cleansing has some text. Consigned to Memory has some text. Consigned to Memory is probably below Swords of Plowshares and above Portable Hole on my priority list. Steel Sabotage is good here on the play. I like Force Negation on the draw and ways to beat up their mana on the play. Okay, a lot of bad cards in my deck here. Mental Misstep, Flusterstorm, Pyroblast. This is the flip side of heavily metagaming to beat the PO mirrors, is you are pretty bad in game 1 against decks like this. I think I can lose 1 Opal. Like, mana's important, but Opal is the worst of the mana. Going fast, if the coast is clear, is important. That's the PO stock up. I'm not messing with those. Portable Hole can take out their Void Mirrors and Mana Rocks. Okay, Taxian Probe I don't need. That gets me a Portable Hole. Sink into Stupor is both an answer and an extra land. That card's very important here. Flame of Anor is one of my best cards. I think I'm going to play with 1 less hole than I'm fully capable of. Oh, baby. This is a shitload of mana very quickly. I'll keep... I need an action spell, but I have Lurrus. Lurrus Time Walk is a game plan. I can bully through a Chancellor of the Annex just fine here. I can Force of Will and Mindbreak Trap, though I don't want to lose either of my blue cards. They're so good. Lurrus not a wizard, sadly. All right, Chancellor of the Annex confirmed. Okay, so now I have to... That's actually worse than I originally thought it was, but it's still fine. I still have roughly 8 trillion mana. Use Emerald to break the bubble. Lotus. I have to sack Lotus for black or white. I'll say white. Mana Vault. Buy Lurrus with the colorless. Academy, cast Lurrus. Get Black Lotus back. And now I could Time Walk now, or I could see what they're working with and try to Time Walk to take the initiative on the next turn. Like, the Time Walk cost me my Lotus. I go to my next turn, I just replay the Lotus. Right, I'm gonna pass here, actually. Yeah, I would have been able to easily Time Walk if this Mox Emerald was here, because it represents 2 mana, one of it's blue. Black Lotus. It's generally advisable to Force of Will those if you can out of this deck. The hand's really good, though. Alright, I'm letting this ride. It's risky, but between Flame of Anor and Time Walk, I don't even really 3, 4, 5. I can still cast Flame. Alright, that can resolve. I could cast any card in my hand still through Anointed Peacekeeper. If they Wasteland me, it's a little tough. But because of their Chancellor, I do have a trinket for Lurrus to recur, even if I don't use my Lotus mana. Named Flame of Anor. They do have the Wasteland. Let's see if I blew it. Steel Sabotage. A little late. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass here. Their creature has Vig, and it's worse than my creature, so I'm obviously not going to engage in combat here. But my deck is currently chock full of removal. Wow. Alright, well, they have Caracas. Solid follow-up, but Lurrus kind of has already done her job. I can replay her for free at any point. That's a good one. Alright, Mox Sapphire. White. Use a green. Flame of Anor costs 5. I could just Time Walk here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna walk. I just need like something that does something, and we're so out of here. And even if I don't find it immediately, I got a lot of action in hand. That's something that does something. That is the definition of something that does something. I'm gonna stock up with a blue floating. Consign to memory, PO, Plow. Tundra. Alright, well, Tundra's good. That casts the Plow. PO is worth a gajillion here. Alright, I'll take PO, and do I even care about Plow now? Consign to memory, Brainstorm. Like, I have Force. Consign's not that important. Yeah, I guess I do want the Plow. Okay, here's my spell from the graveyard. Blue, 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 blue. PO for 4 things. Lots of mana found. That mana does not cast Lurrus or Swords to Plowshares, though. It does cast Flame of Anor. Or I could just scroll for another PO. That sounds right. Or no, I do have double blue because I left one floating. Smart. Let's make sure I use the green. Vault. Scroll. PO. And off we go again. I could have gone one more if I spent one more mana. They've still not come up with double black or double white. I do have white from my fetch lands, that's fine. Is it more important to me to plow this thing now or to get Urza Saga going? I can flame with my Saga. Okay, Saga. And I can play Bauble here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and still flame if I even care, but that also turns off their fast mana. Okay, I like this situation I find myself in. It's fine. I am comfortable, and I can discard one of these lands to clean up. I go to 11. Ancient 2. Archon of Emeria. Well, I have to force that, unfortunately. I'll draw a card with Vexing Bauble. I guess I could just flame that, huh? Alright, whatever. I'm forcing it. Force, pitching, Brainstorm. I think I'm fine here. It's hard to lose this game from this position. Even though I'm trying really hard. Dumbass. I'll bobble my opponent here. They're drawing a Chancellor, don't care. They draw for bobble, take no damage. Undertrap Trainer. The P-hole with no target. Oh, I can snap PO here and just go apeshit. I do need to fetch a land to do that, but I'm comfortable with that exchange. Get Tundra, Snapcaster. The Snapcaster can PO twice. and then Time Walk. There's the Lingus. I don't have another blue source. Actually can't PO twice here. That's insane bricking on any white Mox. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The Thundertrap Trainer, if it finds a white mana, we're off. It can also just block. I could kick Thundertrap. That's probably the thing to do here. Soul Ring, make Mana Vault, Offspring this. This digs pretty far into my deck. Lauren reveals another white source someday. I think I'd rather have stock up. Come on, Mox Pearl, Mox Opal. Alright, Swords to Plowshares. Willing to believe I didn't play this perfectly. I guess with my floating mana, I'll just make a construct that's pretty big, and then go to cleanup. A little awkward, but I'm fine. It's truly fine. Scalding Tarn goes... I don't think I need Steel Sabotage anymore. Or P-Hole. Just have to kind of pick where my pressure points are here. Alright, Portable Hole's gone. I desperately need that land. I will need Lingus eventually. My hand is already gassed, so I guess I don't need stock up. I have more plows than they have creatures or capability to play creatures. Steel Sabotage gone. Discard one of these Flame of Anors. I have so many cards in my hand. And Thundertrap Trainer is something I can redeploy with Lurrus. Okay, weird game, but I think it's just one of those cases that no matter what you do, you're just going to win at some point. All right, this is actually good because I can't interact with it. And their thing is one of the creature types that lets them attack for 3 and possibly 4 here. Oh, they didn't attack. Do they not know that's how that works? That's lucky. Okay. I take 1 damage here and then win. What a delightful disaster this game was. Okay, so I'm going to make a construct. And I think I'm just going to snap Time Walk here. Get this Mox Opal and fetch for another Tundra. I get Lurrus on the house here, unless they have drawn something that could interact with that. I don't even know what that is. Okay, Lurrus, you're in here. Black Lotus, you're in here. Blue, blue, blue. Snapcaster. Time Walk. There's probably 1,000 different ways to do what I just did, but that's the way I took. I'll plow this Anointed Peacekeeper. Attack. Take the initiative. Get my basic island. It's in here somewhere. They blocked the token Thundertrap. There's already a Thundertrap in my graveyard, so that's not enabling Lurrus, and that left me with a target for PO, so I don't think that was right, but also, it doesn't matter. Okay. Clunky, awkward, but it happened. Alright, on the draw, Vexing Bauble becomes Force of Negation. Try to stop that mana from developing, and here I go. Maybe on the draw I'm also supposed to turn a Consign into a Portable Hole. Here's another one of those hands that's really good if I actually get to do anything. They snap kept 7. I hate that. Alright, well, I'm not going to mulligan Swords to Plowshares Ancestral Recall, but I am deeply concerned. I would force that if I could. Chalice on 0. Yikes. Alright, they're here with the toughness, but Mox Ruby is currently my only 0. Archon's really good. Alright, here we go. Garbage time. All the time. Wastelanding fetch lands. A play that Archon of Emeria makes possible. My own mana crypt. It's falling apart. They won that crypt flip after losing their first one. So they're taking 1.5 a turn and I'm taking 2. The race is on. Alright, it's a lot faster now. They can just name Misty Rainforest with this. Yeah, maybe this is a mulligan lesson. Like, if they lead on any creature other than Archon there, I plow it and we move on. If they don't have Chalice, I have enough mana to power through whatever they got. But obviously they do have both of those things. And they kept 7. Like, do I mulligan to a piece of interaction? If I counter this mana crypt, this whole game is different. This is 5 damage. I'm going to fetch Meticulous Archive here. Wasteland would be real bad. Oh, the old post-combat. Yeah, they definitely don't know the interaction between Seasoned Dungeoneer and Anointed Peacekeeper. Plains. Here comes Meticulous Archive. Basically have to draw Island right now. That is almost Island, but it's not Island in the way that I need it to be Island. I don't think I can afford to lose this card. Am I dead? Am I literally dead? 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm literally dead. All right. Yeah, I can't afford that. I'm going to lose to Chalice of the Void here. Yeah, I think this was a mulligan issue. I'm willing to own that all day, of course. Cool. Yeah, Swords of Plowshares cost 3. I only have 1. Yep, that is how that goes. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to mulligan that, even though, I don't know. I'm going to reflect on that because, like I said, one less piece here. Like, if they don't have, if their first creature is anything other than Archon, if the Chalice isn't backing it up, if they don't have Peacekeeper to make swords cost 3, like all 3 of these things were necessary for them to win the game. And if any one of them's not here, I win the game. Yeah, I'm not going to get results oriented. I'm going to think pretty hard about that. Like, obviously, this is what their deck is built to do, but they only get 1 Chalice of the Void and 1 Null Rod. And if they had spent 2 mana on Void Mirror, which is their other thing that does that, then they wouldn't have had the turn 1 Archon to go with it. Yeah, I don't think this is a mulligan now that I've talked through it. I just think I got beat fair and square by the cards my opponent had. Oh, also this Wasteland. Like, if they don't have Wasteland, that was another piece. Like, I would have been able to plow this turn if they didn't waste me on turn 2. Yeah, these are like 4 exact interlocking pieces that turned off my hand. Okay, yeah, all right. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 3. My opponent has kept 7 and did not reveal a Lurrus. I'm going to keep this. It has turn 1 Lurrus Lotus with Force backup. Workshop, huh? Null Rod. Well, fuck me. All right, well, that's not a card I can play through with this hand. All right, they went full send on the Null Rod. Okay. Sink into Stupor as a land. Take the beats. Mana Vault. Lotus. Lurrus. Lurrus. Lotus. Thunder Trap with a blue floating. Time Walk. Oh, that's really good if I get another chance to play it, or I can just have this Mox down. This Mox does give me 4th Aerlingus next turn. We got a pretty good in the chat. Oh yeah, Larry David. That's funny because there is a Magic Online user named Larry David, but it's not this one, making the Curb Your Enthusiasm reference. I think I would like the Mox, actually. I mean, obviously Time Walk is an insane Magic card, but Lingus in my hand. If they can kill Lurrus or exile my Lotus from the graveyard or make Lotus something that won't resolve, like Chalice of the Void or Void Mirror, my hand gets a lot worse, but I am bashing for 4 already. Patches of Houlihan. Mox Ruby. So they must have just drawn one of these cards because they could have played Patches last turn before the Null Rod. So they either didn't have the Patches or didn't have the Mox. Okay, Crucible. I'm about to be in a strip lock, but I took the PO. Oh, baby. That card's really good. Okay. Cast Lurrus. Cast Mox Opal. PO would cost me the Lotus. If I draw 1 mana in my PO, I can replay Lurrus, which replays Lotus. All right, yeah, I'm going to PO. And I'm going to make white with Black Lotus. All right, 5 here, leave the white floating so I can replay. Oh, right, I'm picking up the fucking mana. All right. I get Lurrus back as long as I have white available. I did not need to think that hard about that. Okay, cool. Force of Will on the draw, buy me the turn to play. We are against the aggro sphere shop thing. We saw main deck Null Rod. That's the P-hole. That's the Seal of Cleansing. This card's very good with Lurrus. The usual suspects, the Mental Misstep, Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, all coming out. On the draw, I don't like Vexing Bauble. I think I want my Opals here, though they are bad against Null Rod. Yeah, I guess I'll shave 1 Opal. Or I could shave Gitaxian Probe instead. I could shave Swords to Plowshares and just hope I don't care about the creatures they present. My job is to win over top of their creatures. Like, I'm not really a control deck. I could be. I could take that posture, but punching a hole and sending it sounds like a better posture that I'd rather be in. Like, I could up my blue count and have access to Cadaxine Probe if I cut a plow, but having one plow somewhere in the deck makes sense to me. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Okay, the no force of will, but I can dump out a bunch of mana, even against a sphere. And my hand has game through Null Rot. I am going to keep. This is a matchup where Hurkyl's Recall would be really nice. That is a card that Justin has in his sideboard for this matchup. I have not adopted it yet, though I might after this match. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Volcanic Island. Mana Crypt costs 1. Mana Vault costs 2. Can't play the Bauble here. Well, I can, but it would cost me my Mana Vault, which is not the business I'm in. If they follow this up with Null Rod, I am in some pain. I let on Volk because I saw Ghost Quarter in the last game. All right, well, I'm in pain. If I fetch Basic Island first, it makes Wasteland worse, but it makes Ghost Quarter so much better forever. Okay, here are these objects with no abilities that also hurt me. No activated abilities. They still have triggered abilities, unfortunately. Oh, Force of Will. Nice of you to show up, jackass. All right, well, I'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. I'm leaving up the 2 mana right now because I can still Ancestral at my whim, and Force of Will cost 1. That's a lot of mana. No double shops. Mystic Forge. I mean, that card is terrifying. Is it the most terrifying thing? All right. Mystic Forge resolves. Taking some risks here. But I'd really like to cast Ancestral Recall and then find an answer to the Null Rod. One of my P-holes. Did I bring those in? Yeah, I did, right? Okay, yeah. I saw Null Rod game 1. I better bring in the holes. Okay, here we go. Ancestral Recall, Seal of Cleansing, ding, 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 ding. And because I didn't fetch Basic Island, I can play the Seal of Cleansing right now. I'm going to get another Tundra because white's really important. And then Seal of Cleansing. If I cut the Null Rod now, I can get all these other Moxen in. Jet, Opal. Now they can use their Mystic Forge, but I think that's okay. That was a risk I took when I let it resolve. Mindbreak Trap. You got me. Okay. I will pass. I'm not going to Force of Will that, though I do care about that card. My new job is to get Lurrus into play and start sealing all of their permanents. Double Exile, 1 in the end step, 1 in the upkeep. Cleared 2 cards they didn't want, 2 lands. Thorn of Amethyst. Well, I don't think I'm beating this card. I'm going to force it pitching Thunder Trap Trainer. I think I have more faith in PO here than Trainer. Okay, I chose poorly. But that's not even true. They have Sphere of Resistance, which means this is a non-bow. Whenever a player casts a spell with no mana spent on a counter it. Yes, Vexing Bauble does not work with Sphere of Resistance in play. Every spell costs a mana. Merchant Scroll. This is where having a Hurkyl's Recall in my deck would probably win the game on the spot. So 1, 2, 3, buy Lurrus, play Lurrus. Seal of Cleansing costs 3. So this is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 mana play. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 short. I could get Lurrus into play and bobble them twice. Just draw a bunch of cards. Okay, Lurrus. Lurrus. I should play around Dismember. Bobble you. Top card is Academy. That's quite good. I'm trying to play a cat. They're trying to play a cat to me. Is that funny? Is that anything? I guess with Sphere in play, they couldn't dismember me anyway. Bobble you again. Okay, Lurrus drew 2 cards, and I'm on the board. Mystic Forge, a bit of a problem. Paying the piper here. They're Vexing Bauble, irrelevant, but it could draw a card. Oh, they don't want Academy. Love that for me. Snapcaster PO. If this Lurrus is still in play when I untap and cast Seal of Cleansing, I am good. There's a Saga. Reasonable card. Taking quite a bit of damage from this Mana Crypt. Lurrus has lifelink, though. Okay, Seal of Cleansing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it costs 3. Shit. What am I going to do with this extra mana? Probably just grab a Force of Will out of my deck. Or I could grab a Flame of Anor. Oh, this costs 3. Damn it. I'm so stupid. Oh, it doesn't have to cost 3. I could just snap Ancestral here. Kill the Sphere of Resistance, snap Ancestral. I could also just play Thunder Trap Trainer. Yeah, okay. I should not have left that extra mana floating. That actually mattered a lot and was messy. Time Walk, Flame of Anor, Force of Will. Every one of these cards is good. I'm going to take, I think, Flame of Anor. And I'm going to attack my opponent for 3. My plan is to kill their Urza Saga. Urza Saga versus Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge is a card advantage engine. Urza Saga makes a medium-sized creature. Yeah, I'm actually taking Mystic Forge. Because Flame of Anor can kill whatever comes out of Urza Saga, as long as they don't like cast 3 spells this turn. They can Ghost Quarter me off red, but they're down a land, and I'm not. I am off a color. That's resolvable. They probably have to draw with Vexing Bauble here, unless they saw something good on top of their deck with Mystic Forge. But they didn't play whatever it was with a bunch of mana available, so they probably know they're drawing a brick here. And they need another mana from somewhere if they're going to even make a construct. Okay, they've gone to their turn. They know the card they draw. Now they don't know things anymore. Okay, Wasteland. They can take me off red and not get a construct, or they can try to construct game me through this Flame of Anor. Alright, they let me untap. I'll take it. Stock up in my hand now. I guess I just go to combat. So yeah, they can't make a construct and wasteland me. Yeah, I'm just going to attack. Attack first. Okay, this Flame of Anor is face up. But let's get it. I cannot make the construct small enough that I win the combat while drawing cards, so I'll just destroy target artifact, deal 5 to target creature. Destroy Vexing Bauble. I actually like that less than I like Sphere of Resistance. Alright. Okay, kill that. Kill Vexing Bauble. Oh no, we got a BRB, gotta help the wife unload groceries. Oh no, can we just concede first? It's fine. This is what happens when you play Magic Online. Flame of Anor has resolved. The groceries are in the fridge. Or at least in the house. I don't know this person's business. I still have a Lurrus play, and Mishra's Bauble is the only legal one. I will look at the top card of their deck. They do get a Saga 2 here. Ooh, Scrawly Crawly. That is pretty good against Paradoxical Outcome. It's not very good against Seal of Cleansing. What comes out of the Saga is going to be pretty important here. Do they have some bullet that's really good? Even a Soul Guide Lantern clipping Seal of Cleansing would be pretty solid. If this is just more mana, I don't care. Okay, that's fine. Scrawly Crawly. Whenever I draw a card, I lose a life. And we both draw a card on my opponent's upkeep. Lost the flip, down to 6. Then I go to 5, then I go to 4. My life total actually in real duress here. Drawing a land is good though. Give me that. And Seal of Cleansing. I'll remember to pay the correct amount of mana this time. I could lose in my next upkeep. Or no, I can PO the Mana Vault up before we get there. Can I do something messed up if I kill the Sphere of Resistance and just cast the cards in my hand? Is that a line available to me? If I use Flame of Anor to draw 2 cards and kill Scrawling Crawler, I do lose 2 life because this card is still in play when I draw the cards. Things happen in the order of the card. I don't think I'm winning a game with Scrawly Crawly in play. I have 4 mana left. I could hit this thing. I guess I just have to. Merchant Scroll costs 3. I'm really worried about the Wasteland and Ghost Quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I don't have to be. Alright. I'm going to kill the Crawly. I could delete Lurrus here, which, of course, has its own set of problems. I could tap out for stock up, or I could put Force of Will in my hand, but then I could lose to Mana Crypt. But it's harder to lose to anything else. I've already played a land. Stock up is a tap out. Yeah, I think I'm going to scroll. And I'm going to leave up Mox Jet, because that's the one that can't Wasteland. Force of Negation doesn't hurt me, but it also might not counter the spell they draw. Okay, I think I talked myself into Force of Negation. And I'll pass the turn. Hope I don't die to my own artifacts. My basic island's still in there. Ghost Quarter doesn't take me down a mana. Crucible of Worlds. Well, that is a lot of Wastelands and Urza Sagas that I'm not going to play through. I'll pitch a stock up. I don't have time to cast all those this game. Or are they sandbagging any action? Wasting my Saga makes sense. Ghost Quarter, getting the red. I have the basic. We're in action. Okay, so I'm going to see what Mana Crypt does. If it deals 3 to me, then I have to PO now. If it doesn't, I can go to my turn. I lost the flip. Okay. This deals damage in your draw step. So I'm going to PO, targeting trainer, all my artifacts. Do I pick up the Lurrus here? I don't think I can afford to. All right. 4 cards picking up here. I'll be at 1 as we go into my draw step and main phase. A Tolarian Academy. All right. All right. You're saying there's a chance. All right. I got to get all these cards back into play. Crypt. Jet. These together can cast a Vault. Tolarian Academy. I now have 6 mana available. I'd rather not tap the Mana Vault, though that's not the one I'm worried about, so that's actually fine. Okay, I am going to tap the Vault and the Academy. I still have my Lurrus play for the turn. If Thundertrap Trainer hits White Mox, either Opal or Pearl, we're gaming. PO here doesn't seem that good or important. Okay, here we go. Thundertrap Trainer, give me that White Mox. I can't force a will anyway. Don't have to think about that. Oh no, do they have another Mindbreak Trap? Shit. That's really good. Well, I can't counter it. I guess then I will just cast Snapcaster Mage. I think they will block Lurrus if I attack, but I don't get to make that decision right now. All right. I'm going to play Snapcaster Mage, and I have to attack with Lurrus, or else I could die to my Mana Crypt. And there's no tricks to be done about that. It's just you're dead. All right, sucks to lose Lurrus. That means I also lose the Seal of Cleansing loop. But I'm not putting this game in the hands of a coin flip if I can avoid it. All right, here we go. Next turn, big 4th Aerolingus for the win. Gotta fade something that wrecks me. Zero resistance is annoying. All right, winning this crypt flip matters a lot. Won the flip, okay. Now I could untap Vault. Do I win, I guess is the question. I'll go to 3, I fetch to 2, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, 4, 6 horses. Okay, I'm good. I will not untap this. I had the PO trick available from last turn if I needed it, but turns out I don't need it. Fetch to 2, there is a Volk still in here. P-hole is actually net mana. Or it's net neutral because it makes my 4th Aerolingus cost 1 less, and it's an artifact for Academy. So this is worth the 2 mana it's printed on. Does that matter? Or no, it costs 3 to play and it's worth 2, so it's actually net minus. All right, fine. I'll just tap all my lands to make a Horde of Horses. Blammo, attack for 12. This was a really good game. Got to do a lot of the tricks. The Lurrus, the specific timing of how Mana Vault works. Good stuff. GG's, opponent, for real. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the play in round 4 against another non-Lurrus deck. Did these folks not get the message how good Lurrus is? I'm going to turn 1 Thundertrap Trainer, and I can look at the top card of their deck and try to determine their archetype before I have to decide what I want to trap into. Like if I bobble them and see a Golgari Thug, that's a different level of interest for, like, I'd rather have a Mox if I see Golgari Thug. I'd rather have a Force if I see Archon of Emeria. And also kept 7. Bobble first. Let's see what's going on. Opponent said, good luck, have fun to me and to the viewers. Everyone say thanks, Devious Penguin 666. Ponder. Okay, so we're playing against Doomsday. In that case, I am just going to play Scalding Tarn, Mox Pearl, and hold up Flusterstorm. No Lurrus, yes Ponder. We know the score here. And I happen to have the best card in my main deck against what they're doing available. Gataxian Probe. All right, well, now they know. Man, Gataxian Probe. Every time this card is cast by me or against me, I can't help but think about how we just played that card for so long. And it was so normal. Oh. Volcanic Island's weird. Are we some sort of big Tinker deck, or is this Grixis Breach with Hull Breachers? All right. I'm open to it. I'm going to give up on red mana for now to get my half card worth of selection off this Meticulous Archive. Oh, all right. Well, I'd like that card, please. I can kick Trainer here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to regular play Trainer and have this Flusterstorm available. Force of Will, pitching Murktide Regent. Oh, are we some tempo deck? Is Delver getting rotation? All right, I am going to fluster this shit now. If Murktide Regent's in your deck, I don't know what to do with that information. We're off the normal top of the metagame. Pyroblast stock up. And I'll take the stock up and then just cast it, I think. Black Lotus, stock up. Mox Sapphire, Vexing Bauble, or Force are my options. I think I want Sapphire Bauble, because this turns off their forces and makes my PO better for next turn. Bang. All right, well, here we go. Hope your hand's full of free permission. Though it's probably not if Vexing Bauble resolved. Wasteland, that's fine. Time Walk, okay. I'm worried that this might be a tempo deck with a combo pivot, but now that I have Vexing Bauble, I'm less worried about that. All right, Hull Breacher confirmed. That is a problem. That Time Walk got them into the Breacher. I think I'm just going to buy Lurrus here. Okay, I'm 1 mana short of getting Lurrus down before Wasteland can shred. But if this Hull Breacher attacks, it puts Trainer in the graveyard where Lurrus can get it. And then that's a workaround for Hull Breacher, where Mishra's Bauble and Vexing Bauble and all these other things are not. They can waste me off double white, though. There it goes. Mental Misstep. Great. Yeah, and there's not even a workaround here. I can't crack the Bauble for another card. I have 1 Plow in my deck. Oh, no. I mean, that does turn off Flame of Anor as a good hit. There's 1 Plow in my deck. The flames are there if I come up with the next round of red mana. All right, that's a good hit. Land Swords to Plowshares. These are just the best things I could have. Land Plow. I'm going to pass the turn. 3 Wastelands down. There's probably at least 2 left in the deck between Strip Mine and the 4th actual Wasteland. Now they know I can play Lurrus. Okay, don't stifle me, bro. Tundra. The fun of Swords to Plowshares. Oh, we did it. We got through. That's big. And they just don't want to play anymore. Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, some sort of tempo deck with Murktide Regent and Hull Breacher in it. I don't know if this is just like, is it tempo with some Power 9 in it? Or is this all a distraction and there is a Breach package going on in there? Not quite sure, but the Pyroblast and Plows look good either way. Hull Breacher and Murktide Regent are both things that get beat by this. I actually think this is a matchup that I want to chill on trying to PO, which might seem weird, but if they're running Hull Breachers in their deck and they've shown me Volcanic Island, like if they just bring in 3 or 4 Pyroblasts, this is one where I can get down and dirty and just Lurrus game with them. Maybe I'll just bring in 2 Plows for now, max out on Pyroblast, and I just don't have another card I want to cut. Okay, let's do it. Let's try it. Until I know more about this deck, this is the best plan I've got. Okay, a bunch of mana and a stock up. I'll keep it. I'm 1 mana short of turn 1 Lurrus. Gataxian Probe every time. It's so violating. They just look directly into my brain and know all my secrets and can see the future of my life. Badlands, wow. Oh, I like that. Okay, Black Lotus, Mox Opal, Mishra's Bauble. Bang. Urza Saga. We know they're a Wasteland deck, but let's put them to the test here. If they have Meltdown, I'm so fucked. Green. Oh my goodness. We're a 4-color soup deck. Collector Oof would be really good here. Shit. Okay. Well, not seeing the green game 1 got me pretty good. Energy Flux on top of the deck too. Alright, I wish I had all 4 Swords to Plowshares in now, and this Urza Saga looks like shit, because it came down a turn too early. Synchronous Stupor could eventually answer that jerk. Yeah, that's tough. I hope they just slam this Energy Flux into my Pyroblast, though. I clearly don't have Force of Will, or I would have fought over a Collector Oof. Psychic Frog. I mean, I don't like that either, but I can kill it. Volcanic Island, Pyroblast. Destroy target permanent if it's blue. That one. Okay, float a mana. Do I want Vexing Bauble here? They're showing Pyroblast through it. Yeah, I'll get Vexing Bauble, and I'm going to cast Stock Up. I'm just, like, pretty reliant on the Synchronous Stupor to do anything, so if I'm drawing out Pyroblast, I'd rather use Stock Up to do it. Like, that was not a surprise that that happened. This Energy Flux can kill all my artifacts, but they're dead anyway. Whatever. Okay, these all die. I'm not paying for them. Probably just going to wish for Lurrus here, and then try to set up a turn down the road where she resolves on a board where Black Lotus can do anything. Honestly, if I just draw Swords to Plowshares, I'm fine. This deck is cool, though. There are a bunch of decks like these kicking around, the many-color decks. This probably has Deathrite Shaman in it. I wonder if this is powerless. We haven't seen the Power 9 card yet. Okay, JK, never mind. There's one. It's not powerless. This is on purpose. Demonic Tutor. This is probably Ancestral Recall. My goodness, what a surprise. Okay, I could just shove Lurrus into this 6-mana. Meticulous Archive is in my deck. That seems like a mistake to just play Lurrus out here. I got 11 life to work with. Oof is attacking. Another one. Alright, well, we're pretty dead here. We get the Archive, see what's on top of my deck. Mox Jet is not the one. That's not very good either. I guess I'll play Lurrus and concede when it's countered. Is that a good plan? Alright, cool. I'll bring in that Swords to Plowshares and now know what's going on for game 3. Swords to Plowshares. Do I want Portable Hole? We've seen Frog. We've seen... Yeah, Portable Hole's pretty big liability versus Energy Flux. Do I want to just shit clown this deck, I guess is the question. Now that I'm on the play, I know what they're doing, and I know that they're not, like, is it tempo, which is what I read in game 1. Flusterstorm doesn't really interact with the cards I saw that I care about. I can get Swords to Plowshares and a PO back in. These Portable Holes could help versus Oofs and Frogs, or I can just rely on the interaction I have. I still like Pyroblast. Is there another PO to get in here? I think I'm good. Alright, I'll do it like this. Okay, we've got Thundertrap Trainer, and then question mark. Alright, I'm going to keep. This is a protected Thundertrap Trainer. I can hold up Pyroblast while I game here. Mox Emerald, Mox Ruby. I'm playing around Mental Misstep by playing the Ruby first. I am going to get the Tundra. I know they're a Wasteland deck, but we got to do what we got to do here. Thundertrap Trainer. We're in. Bummer. Now Pyroblast is face up. That was the only thing I could take. Oh, Wasteland is a little annoying. Emerald. The Power 9 is starting to reveal itself. Vexing Bauble. Okay. Wasteland. Yep. Obnoxious, but legal. Alright. I'll buy Lurrus because I'm not doing anything else with the mana. Just a land is good from here. If they have Collector Oof right now, I am in some trouble. Damn it. Alright, I just need a fetch land, and we're fine. Alright. We're back. We're back out of it. And their own Bauble is stepping on their tail here. We're back to gaming. Please don't have another one of those. That was a miracle. Another Wasteland's also really bad for me, because my next white source comes into play tapped. That's not Wasteland. I'm going to Pyroblast this. This could be bait, and the Ancestral's already in their hand, but I can't just leave up Mox Ruby for the rest of the game and hope they don't have Ancestral. Ooh, the Flame. And I'm currently a wizard. I will attack my opponent. I think I should stock up while I can. They might just Pyroblast this, but they don't know about my other Pyroblast. Tolarian Academy. Alright. Good shit is happening. I want Force of Will and Tolarian Academy from this pile. Academy and pass the turn. I can hardcast Force or I can Flame of Anor here. Wasteland, fuck you. Respectfully. Alright, blue mana. Yep, there's that. I am not going to fire off the Flame of Anor because if they have Hull Breacher in response, it's devastating. But if I can get them to commit a Frog or a Hull Breacher into this second Pyroblast, that's good. We did it. I want to counter this one, not kill it, because that actually matters. Okay, I can't play this Mox as long as Vexing Bauble's in play, but they've currently tapped out, which means they can't draw a card on the way through. I'd like to draw 2 cards and kill Vexing Bauble. Nice. Mox Jet is here. I could shove Lurrus, who does not currently do anything. I could shove PO, which gets countered. If they force here, it's all their cards, so I think they're done. PO for 5? Oh yeah. It's over, team. I have all 5 of the Beta Moxen. Oh, they look so good next to each other. Yeah! Concede. Exodia! Obliterate. On to the next round. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in the final round. Opponent has no Lurrus, they kept 7. I have no interaction, but I am sending it hard. I'm gonna see what they've got for me. A Mox Jet. Workshop. I can push through a sphere, like Trinisphere would ice me completely. That's annoying, but I can push through it. Soul Ring. 4 mana. Uh-oh. Manifold Key. Alright, I might just be getting killed somehow. Cast Time Vault with your floating mana with 1 left over. The perfect. Alright, they did not perfect me. Okay. Tolarian Academy can't tap for more than 1 until I deal with the Vexing Bauble anyway. So I think I will use Basic Island to get on the board here. I can cast Mana Vault, and that's what I'm gonna have access to for this turn. It's fun thinking about the arc of the format over the last year, because the NYSE last year was the weekend that Modern Horizons 3 came out. Like, I don't think anyone was playing Psychic Frog. I saw a couple Vexing Baubles around the room, but shit, we're dead. But that was at a time where you could play 4 of these. Like, the set was new. We had no idea. And how far we've come. Okay, I am playing against Jewel Shops, a deck that is less popular than it used to be, but still does this shit. Right, they untapped Jewel to play another key. Untap Jewel. This is 6 mana. This could be another Jewel. Oh, it's PO. We're so dead. Alright, I am going to F6 and let them do their thing. It's probably safe to concede here, but there is a lot of air in Jewel Shops. I'm gonna just let them play cards until they show me how they win. Okay, they have their Time Vault. They found it pretty quickly. I believe they can figure out how to win from here. I'm not going to make them click through all of that. Okie dokie. Steel Sabotage, Consign to Memory, Force of Negation coming in. Mental Misstep is out. Flusterstorm is pretty bad against them. They have the POs in there and Tinker. Pyroblast is better against those cards, but I'd rather them not have the mana to even be doing those things. Seal of Cleansing could be a late game plan. I mostly want to go faster than them, though. Sometimes they have Hull Breachers, but if I have a Pyroblast and 2 Flame of Anors and 4 Force of Wills in my deck, I don't think I want Swords to Plowshares against this mostly creatureless deck. I don't care about the Massacre thing they sometimes play. I'm not a Null Rod deck for that. Pyroblast does get Phyrexian Metamorph, Tinker, PO, Force of Will. I don't need my basic island. That's a free spot. Portable Hole, if I get a turn. If they spend time developing, that could collapse a Grim Monolith or something important. I don't think I want to go too controlling here. I want access to all my BS. Alright, let's go. This is what I'm doing. This hand does not look very good. Turn 1, Seal of Cleansing. Turn 2, nothing. I'm going to mulligan this. Turn 1, Thundertrap Trainer. Or I could hold up Steel Sabotage plus Force of Will. I am keeping this. I just have to decide my sequence. I could bottom PO because it's speculative, or bottom the second Thundertrap Trainer, hoping this trainer hits. Alright, I'm going to bottom PO. I think I want to play the first trainer this turn, and I still have Force of Will to survive their opening salvo. If the trainer hits blue Mox, that's ideal, but it has to be exactly Mox Sapphire because I don't have the artifacts to support Opal yet. I play Ruby first. I don't want them to see the Academy and know that's a good thing to counter. Thundertrap Trainer. Pyroblast in my hand, 4 lands to the bottom. Okay, I hope Force of Will gets me a turn to continue doing stuff. Emerald. Mana Vault. Tellurian Academy. Oh no, they had it too. Manifold Key. It's a lot of mana. I don't think I can gate them on mana. I have to pinch their payoffs. Alright, Mana Vault. 2 cards left in hand. Roughly 9,000 mana available. Alright, well, Force of Will pitching Thundertrap Trainer. They could hardcast a Force if the last card in their hand is a counterspell. They're going off here. Shit. Okay, this PO is for 3, which is still a lot. But, alright. Seems like holding up Steel Sabotage would have been the better play this game. Here's all the cards we knew about back. Dang. They do have to convert here because Thundertrap is in play ready to take that, but they also have 5 cards in hand. This is something that I've been struggling with, or not struggling with, but slowly coming to terms with as I play more and more matches with this deck, is when do you sit back as a control deck and when do you try to send? And I mean, obviously they just turn 1 through a Force of Will. Okay, but I could have played around that, and I think I should have. Like, if I just Steel Sabotage the Mana Vault, their whole turn doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, they're 3 jewels in and an Ancestral. Another Metamorph. Now I have to hope somehow their 9 cards in hand don't do anything, and I get to steal 3 jewels, or 4 jewels from them. Grim Monolith. 5 jewels. The fun thing about jewel combo is they cast 3 cards and then still have 9 cards in hand. 9 cards in hand, cast 3 cards, still have 9 cards in hand. Well, I've drawn half their deck. There's got to be a PO in there somewhere. 6 jewels. Now they've drawn actually half their deck. Sink into Stupor my trainer. Is that the follow-up? That's what they had? Interesting. I mean, they're about to untap with something like 30, 40 mana. Okay. I'll get a Plains and cast Thundertrap Trainer again. They know about Pyroblast. Sink into Stupor, stock up. It's probably stock up. When am I sinking into Stupor? I cannot imagine this game is winnable, but I'm surprised I got a turn. Okay, they paid the iron price to untap their Mana Vault. Well, I lose on the spot to that card. Just cast one of the 7 counterspells in your hand, and we can be done. Okay, and they sack their Mana Crypt to do it. We're good. All right, so that one, the posture was wrong. I should have settled into don't die and then figure it out. Yeah, enough mana through a Force of Will to hardcast their own Force of Will as their last card in hand. Which means their opening hand didn't do that because they were on the draw. They either drew the Force to cast or the extra mana to cast it. Either way, I mean, it doesn't matter. I could have, I think, made a reasonable run at that game if I just countered the Mana Vault with Steel Sabotage and then untap and start to develop. Okay. A positive record, but not a record that would top 8 NYSE in this league. Notable things, the main deck Pyroblast was good a number of times. The main deck Swords of Plowshares was good a number of times. The main deck Pyroblast also got boarded out in 3 of my 4 matches, or 3 of my 5 matches, fast as possible, just leave the deck. That's the risk, of course, when you're pre-boarded for stuff. It was nice to have the basic land that did matter. I played against Ghost Quarter, and I played against the Initiative. I never took the Initiative, I don't think, but I had an island in case I did. Yeah, the lesson here is I have been playing more cautious. I have been building the deck to be more cautious and not let the opponent break the dam because we have inevitability and our own busted combo, as long as the opponent doesn't outcard us early. And I am suited as a player to settle in. Like, I have the patience, like that Shops matchup where I let multiple terrifying cards resolve with my Force of Will and then won the match anyway because those were not the cards that I needed to Force of Will. Like, I am confident in playing that kind of Magic. I just have to let myself do it. Dying on turn 1 with Steel Sabotage in my hand when I had the mana to cast Steel Sabotage, if I had sequenced differently, is definitely the type of thing that sticks with me. But yeah, this is it. No going back now. I have the deck sleeved up. I might change a card. The Consigned to Memory, Steel Sabotage, the number of Flusterstorms, the number of Plows, the Pyroblast. There's a couple flex slots here that might be 1 or 2 cards different by the time I join the tournament, but this is the deck. This is mostly what we're doing, and I think I understand what I need to do in most of the matchups. I'm as ready as I'm going to be. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. See you at NYSE if you were there, or by the time you're watching this. It was good to meet you at NYSE if we talked there. Everyone, thanks for watching. I'm out of here.